wanting guys to treat this like any other game, and it certainly seemed like they were able to do so, but how do you think they were able to stay centered with everything that was going on with the new stadium?
Again, we talked at the hotel and things like that. Again, for us, it was our responsibility to hold our end up on a special night like this and play well. And they were ready. They were everything at the hotel was, you could tell they came down this morning, and when we do some walkthroughs and meetings, they're very locked in. Matt Gildersleeve does some things with them. He made comments about he could see a difference with this group, so it was exciting, and great atmosphere. What a night that way, but again, for us to come out and play the way we did, I'm really proud of them.
You talked a lot about the way Jalen looked in camp and practice heading into the game. What did you like about what he showed tonight and just the level he played at?
Again, I thought he had great leadership. He was in command. He didn't get rattled. He made people miss and still made throws. He was solid in the run game when we needed him to do some things, but I thought his accuracy was very good. Just everything you want in that, and I don't know, you've seen him play. He just seemed really confident in what's going on, and all that, and that's what you need out of an experienced quarterback. He gave us that tonight.
Defensively, after their first drive, what did you like about what your guys showed, I guess,
well,
mentally to bounce back?
They didn't panic. DK and the staff, talked to them. We missed some tackling opportunities, and I just did something with radio, and as you get out of camp, you stop tackling usually about 12 days out, so you kind of worry about what are you gonna be like when it's live, and they made us miss, and we had some missed tackles in the first series, but they were confident enough to know that we can make those plays and do it, and I thought we did a great job, start creating turnovers, start putting pressure on the quarterback. We had a feeling that throughout his career he had a tendency to turn the ball over. If we could get to him a little bit and do some things, and that played out in our favor.
Lance, you guys use Jalen quite a bit in the run game. How do you guys find that balance between using him as strength of the legs and kind of making sure he's not in a position for the team?
Yeah, that's that was part of the thing late in the game when we got Cole and Isaiah in there and all those things. And Sean went out, and Daniel. We thought Daniel had taken some hits as well, so we're trying to minimize it, but still have some quarterback run game. So getting him out, but it'll be a balance. It'll be a balance all week, all year, I should say. But with a short week, we've got to be more cognizant of it as we bounce back.
Lance, we saw Emmanuel Henderson and Pickett. Is that kind of what you saw in fall camp from those guys?
Yeah, I don't know if Levi had a catch or not, but if he did, but all three of those newcomers have been very impactful to us. Very unselfish guys, working hard, but Emmanuel had a chance to, I think, opening kickoff, he was anxious to try to make something happen. Probably should have stayed in the end zone with that one. But you can see his abilities, and Cam Pickett's a really good football player, and he's going to help this team this year, and he can do a lot of different things, and he's very steady in his approach. So again, all those guys, and it's great to see Keaton get a catch as well for touchdown stuff and do some things. So again, what was going to be a question mark about what we were going to from what we had to replace, I think those guys, for at least the first game, showed their abilities to be able to make plays.
And then the first time for recruits and their families to be in the stadium, did you get any initial?
Yeah, they were all excited. I was just down there now, and still, we had a great group between guys who were committed and also 27 recruits. In fact, I apologize for keeping you all waiting, because I still didn't quite get to everyone, so I just made a general thank you announcement on the way out because of time. But yeah, it was great to have them. People are excited. Again, it's a tribute to our administration for making this happen, that we have such a venue now that allows us to recruit to that. And hopefully we play at a level that people stay excited and want to play here.
There was a video that was put out in camp, your social media team, about you talking to Lathe out there on the field about the wind patterns when he's kicking and stuff like that. I wonder, how much of that stuff did you have to prepare for and adjust to, and how good of a command did you feel like you had on all of that new stuff with this new venue?
Yeah, it's probably not as much as what it will be in the coming weeks and months. You know, right now there wasn't a lot out there today, and you can see that by his touchbacks and things both directions. But there is a little bit right now that'll go one direction, as you could maybe imagine. But we'll continue to monitor that as we go and things like that. So, but you know. Plus, I also want to make sure that they have input on certain things, like you know, if we can on directions and things like that. Sometimes you got to play for the fourth quarter versus the third, and things like that. But again, you know, he has shown that he's going to help us.
And I wonder, did you have a moment? I know you're locked in out there and focused, but did you have any moments where you looked around and thought, "Wow"?
You know, I tried to look before kickoff. You know, and it was so impressive. Probably the earliest I've seen the student section, you know, fill up at a time, and then as we, you know, we came down the tunnel and stuff. You know, coming out of a real tunnel kind of felt like a real Power 4 football team. You know, so it's you know, part of that, and to see the crowd and to see how full it was, I did kind of look up, and even during warm-ups, I thought that there's a lot of people that were in seats maybe earlier than what maybe in the past. So hopefully, you know, I'm sure there's things on the outside there, just like us. There's some kinks to work through, but I think it's a pretty good place, pretty cool place to watch a college football game.
Coach, I know today was memorable in so many ways. What are the thoughts of the players after today, and how is today's win going to help set the rest of the team up for success in the future?
Well, you know, it's important that we get off to a good start. You know, it's important that we play well at home. It's important that we give our fans something to be excited about and come back again to watch. Last year we didn't do that, and it was tough for people probably to come back and stay come back. So all that's important. You know, with a lot of the other things on the outside with the stadium, they've known that, they've seen it, but one thing I do want to commend them is they stayed pretty focused and locked in on what their responsibility was. So it's good, and hopefully something that we'll continue to build on, like I said.
And what do you have to say to all the students that came out today and packed the booth?
Oh, I really, you know, I can't thank them enough for their energy and the time for them to come as early as they did. You know, the stripes and everything in the stands was great for us to do all those things. And I've said it when I talk to the newcomers on campus, to the freshman class and newcomers, is that our student body and our fan base is what's going to be the key to make this stadium special. Okay, it's a top of the line stadium, it's really nice, but if nobody's in it, it really doesn't matter. And if we're not there to create that advantage, you know, and we need them, and hopefully they'll keep showing up.
There's a lot of rotational pieces in the offensive line from today. Amir and Enrique started, and then we saw Gorsica. Just what did you like out of that offensive line group?
Yeah.
And do you think those answers are going to be?
You know, we'll have to look at it. Obviously, I thought we had too many penalties up front, you know, today, and that's something I know Daryl's not happy with, that we'll get cleaned up. But rotation, keeping guys fresh, and we'll grade the film like always, and take a look at where it's at, and make adjustments as needed. But you know, we got some guys some playing time, and Amir Herring got to play his most football in his college career, and that's exciting. And you know, Calvin, I thought it's been extremely steady at the left spot. You know, Kobe and Enrique on the right side, and of course Bryce in the middle. They're doing a good job. I thought we had good protection, and overall, so again, it'll continue. We want competition. We were able to get a couple other guys in later, Jack Tanner, Tyler Mercer, so it was good.
And on the other side of on the other side of the ball, what'd you think of Leroy Harris?
Well, you know, we've been talking about Leroy for a couple weeks now, and again, for him, he just keeps getting better day by day. You know, he shows up. He's got great length. For him, I think, I don't know what he was credit for. I know he had the 1 sack, right? So, but again, I thought he played pretty well overall. I know the coaches were pleased, so we'll take a look at it. But again, with Dean Miller not playing tonight, you know, we needed a guy like Leroy to step up.
I wonder what you thought of Bengali tonight.
Yeah, I thought Bengali had a very good game, you know, and he's a passionate guy. He's extremely athletic. Gives us great length at the linebacker position. He's active. He wants to make plays in the backfield. He can do a lot of different things. He's athletic enough to be great in coverage, but he's got the ability to be a blitz and rush a passer, and he can be physical. And I think one of the reasons why he came here was he wanted this type of opportunity to be on the field on a regular basis, and he shows that he's worthy.
Lance, back to the offense and Jalen for a second. I was impressed with the creativity on offense, and was this sort of the best of Jalen that we've seen in a while?
Well, probably in a while. I look at him statistically. I thought he made good decisions. He didn't try to press and make something that wasn't there. Again, I think he and Jim Zabrowski were on a very good page of what we could do. Again, you know, we've talked about Jalen's preparation and approach this camp. It's been outstanding, and hopefully it's just a sign of things to come.
After all, Mark, Jordan, Lance, you mentioned that Dean didn't play tonight. Just what is the status moving forward?
You know, he's making progress. We think he's got a good chance to be out there Friday night. So, kind of wait and see, but hoping. You know, we got a few others. I don't know. I saw a lot of guys walking out of the tunnel with just a jersey on tonight, more to my liking at this time of the year. So hopefully we can get a few back, and hopefully we came out of this. We got a few guys dinged up tonight, and hopefully we'll, especially on a short week, it's tough, but we'll find a way.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks everyone.